Hello everyone, Logan Kurtz with McCarthy here, and welcome back to another Plaza entry update video. Today is February 8th, 2024. It's been a great week on site here, once again with that warm weather. We've been able to get some great stuff accomplished, so make sure you're sticking around to the end to see everything that we got done this week. Alright, so moving into work going on site this week, we're going to start off first outside the west canopy. As mentioned last week, structural steel and metal deck remains to be our main activity here and will continue to be that way until we do wrap this up. Alright, these couple photos show the progress we've made on that metal deck installation at the bridge as well as the switchback ramp. So as you can see, we're pretty much completely decked out here. We've got our Nelson studs going in, and we've got BJ out here today installing the concrete mesh and rebar for this, and we are set to pour this deck next week on Tuesday. Alright, so Wednesday morning we had another steel delivery, and as you can see, we've got our crews out there right now getting the steel erected and stood into place so that we can come back through and get the roof decked out and then move on to getting this roofed in and enclosed. Alright, moving over to the Plaza garage and the bridge, I've got some awesome updates here. MEP rough-in is continuing inside the garage as well as up on the bridge. The elevator work in the garage is also ongoing. Curbs and waterproofing is a new activity we started this week. The curtain wall on the bridge has wrapped up all the way to the O-line, and now we are coming back next week and we're going to start getting the jewel box curtain wall in place. And then roofing on the garage has also wrapped up this week, and they are moving over to the bridge. Alright, so this photo here just shows that fantastic progress that we were able to make on the glass this week on the bridge. So as you can see, we've got that west side completely enclosed as far as we can go for now. We are moving over to the jewel box next week, like I mentioned, and then once we wrap that up, we will come back over here to the north side and get the rest of this enclosed. Alright, so we've got a ton of work going on inside the Plaza garage, and I've got a few pictures here showing some of those activities. So if you look to the right, what we've got there is a hydraulic jack for the elevator system. So this is going to hook up to the bottom of the cab and is what is used to move the elevators up and down inside the shafts. To the bottom left, you're going to see the elevator crews working on getting those hydraulic lines installed through the wall from the elevator room to these hydraulic jacks. And then that top left is just a photo showing the stair stringers we got delivered earlier this week. We have not started installing these this week, but we are moving on to that activity next week. And then if you notice, the back wall does look like it's wet in this photo. However, that is a Zypex coating that is used to keep water infiltration from happening through this north wall so that we don't have any moisture problems in the future once we have our finishes installed. Alright, so moving inside the hospital, work is continuing in the coffee shop where we are still working on our in-wall rough-in. We did get our casework laid out this week, and we have our core drills for all of our plumbing lines and electric lines going through that. And then we are also continuing to work on that coffee shop steel for the new security door. Alright, so over in Hudland Park, not a ton of progress made in that northeast corner this week, unfortunately. We're still working with BJ to get them the rest of the way laid out and then come back through and get those site walls and sidewalks formed up and poured. However, over at the tennis courts, we were able to make some progress this week with that fence. We got it the rest of the way installed, so now we're going to be able to come back through, take down the temp fencing, and get started on some landscaping. Alright, this is just a quick photo showing the tennis court. So like I said, we did get the fence completely installed this week, and we are planning to come back through and take down this temp fencing. However, we were unable to get those coats applied with the warm weather this week. It wasn't quite warm enough. We've got to have 3 days where the low is 50 degrees or better to be able to get these coats applied properly. That's all I've got for you this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. And as always, I want to thank you for your patience and cooperation as we go through this process together. And I'll see you in the next one.